All right, example 4. Zoe inflated 24 balloons for decorations at the middle school dance. If Zoe inflated 15% of the total number of balloons inflated for the dance, how many balloons are there total? Solve the problem using the percent formula and verify your answer using a visual model. So this really has two parts. We need to start with our percent formula, which is our part equals percent times whole. And then we're going to draw a visual model, which would be the tape diagram. So I'm going to label both of these so I know where to find them. So percent formula. All right, so in our last question we talked about this being part equals percent times the whole. Now over here to the side, I like to list what my part and what my whole are so that I can not have to go back and look through the problem every time. So up here it says Zoe inflated 24 balloons, and that was only 15%. So my part is the number of balloons that Zoe inflated. So I'm going to put that this is Zoe's. I'm going to put that that's 24. And then my whole is the total number of balloons, which we don't know. Oh, I'd made that a T. Let's rewrite that. T-O-T-A-L. How about that? And let's give that a variable of T. All right, so now let's use our information here, and we'll put it in here and see what we can find out. All right, so my part is Zoe, so 24. My percent is the percent that she inflated, which was 15%. And then we're going to say times our whole. Now we can't work this problem with this written as a percent. We need it to be a number, not a percent. So we're going to change this into a fraction. Remember we talked that percent is per 100. So we're going to say 24 equals 15 over 100 times the whole. Now, in order to solve this one, we're going to have to use something that you talked about in numeric analysis, which was your multiplicative inverse. So that means we're going to take this piece that we are multiplying by that we know, and we're going to multiply by its inverse, or flip it upside down. So, and what we do to one side, we do to the other side as well. So I'm going to write the multiplicative inverse in green. So 100 over 15 times 24 over 1 equals 15 over 100 times the inverse, and then times the whole. Now, when we multiply our original number times the multiplicative inverse, this becomes a 1. And then over on our left-hand side, we can just multiply straight across. So 100 times 24 is 2400 over 15 times 1, which is 15. This becomes a 1. So this equals our whole. Now you can use your calculator to divide this out, and when we do 2400 divided by 15, we get that our whole, or our T, our total, is equal to 160. All right, so now we're going to go back and we're going to do our visual model, which is our number line. I'm going to scoot my paper up here. All right, so visual model. All right, so we're going to start with our number line, which represents the total number of balloons, which we don't know. And we know if we have all of that, we have 100%. We do know that 15% was equal to the amount that Zoe blew up, which was 24. So we need to come up with a number that we can break this up into that's going to hit both 15 and 10. So can we count by 10s? Can we count by 20s, 25s? Which none of those works. We have to go even smaller, and we're going to have to count by 5s. So if I take this little section between 0% and 15 and break it into 5s, there's 5, 10, 15. So I'm breaking it up into 3 units. So let's take what we do know, that's 24, and let's break that up into those 3 units. So we're going to do 24 divided by 3, which is 8. So each one of these boxes would represent 8 balloons being blown up. Now, how many boxes would we have all the way to 100 if we break these up into 5%? So over here I'm going to do 100% divided into 5%, and that would give us a total of 20 boxes. So now if I know that 1 unit is 8 balloons, and I have a total of 20 units to equal 100%, we're going to go 8 times 20, which is 160 balloons.